Alright, Department of Defense Instruction number 134106, April 3rd, 2007, under Secretary of Personnel and Readiness. Subject: Veterans Employment Assistance Program. Department Directive 13416, Veterans Employment Assistance Program. Acting Deputy Secretary of Defense, Bantam, DoD Directive Review Phase 2. DoD Directive 512402, Under Secretary of Defense Personnel Readiness, Section 4212, 4211, 4214, Title 38, United States Code 3G, NSD, Enclosure 1. Issuance and purposes: reissue reference of the DoD instruction according with the guidance reference of the authority reference C. Needs to implement policy, provides procedure for responsibility concerning employment, training, counseling, and qualified covered veterans established in reference D, Title 5 Code for Regulation 720. Provide criteria requirement of DoD components established in Veterans Employment Assistance Program. DoD components comply with the following Veterans Employment Assistance Program objectives: the maximum employment job advancement opportunities for the qualified covered veterans, development and affirmative action plan for hiring, placement, advancement, qualified disabled veterans is required in reference E. Application instruction applied for the Office Secretary of Defense, Military Department Chairman, Joint Chief of the Staff, Combat Commander's Office, Inspector General, Department of Defense, Defense Agency, Defense and Field Activities, other organization, and even the Department of Defense hereby referred to collectively as DoD components. Definition: covered veterans means the following veterans: a disabled veteran, veteran served active duty the armed forces during a war or in a campaign expedition with a campaign badge, has been authorized veteran who will serve on active duty in the armed forces, including for training, participating in the United States military operation for which Armed Forces Services Medal was awarded from Executive Order 1298-5, reference F. Recently separated veteran. Term recently separated means any of the veteran who discharged or leaves the active duty during previous 30-year period. Covered veterans more explicitly defined in reference D. Disabled veteran. Term disabled veteran means individual served on the active duty armed force separated with the honorable conditions and has developed persistent existing service-connected disability to receiving compensation, disability, retirement benefits, pension because of public statute administrative of the Department of Affairs, Veteran Affairs, or Military Department according with Section Title 5 United States Code 2108, 3504, and 3310. Reference G. Qualified. The term qualified with respect to employment means having the ability to perform essential functions of the position with or without reasonable accommodation according to reference D. Policy: with the DoD policy ensure that the qualified covered veterans are provided every opportunity, even when the recruitment, employment, advancement, civil position with the Department of Defense. Responsibility: under Secretary of Defense for Personal Readiness shall oversee the implementation procedure. Section 6. Delegate at will all part of the authorities described in Section 6. The head of all DoD components, independent appointing authority or themselves, the organization shall establish support veterans as employment assistance program prescribed in Section 6. Delegate all part of authority described in Section 6. Certify Office of the Personal Management by December 1st each of the year that has updated disabled veterans affirmative action program plan and provided office personal management accomplishment report provided reference E. Ensure timely submission of a disability veteran affirmative action plan report directly to the Office of Personnel Management and upon request provided in reference E. Proceed with the DoD component shall develop the Veterans Employment Assistance Program, provide qualified covered veterans, special veterans appointing authorities such as the veterans recruitment, employment, maximum employment opportunities, consideration, competitive service position open to candidates outside of the component as appropriate, qualified covered veterans opportunities to obtain job skill without through training and such veterans progress full job of potential, develop veterans disabled veterans assistant affirmative action plan, employment advance opportunities with the qualified disabled veteran prescribed in reference to the disabled veteran assistant affirmation plan, provide strategy, promotes continuing recruitment, hiring, placement, advancement, disabled veterans, and to include strategy, collaborative interaction, veteran organization, Department of Labor, state and local employment agency, private veteran assistance centers, Department of Veteran Affairs, including VA hospitals, organizations fostering employment, qualified disabled veteran, to attack veterans for positions that must once only be filled qualified veterans according to reference G. Strong policy statement issued with the head of the department. Head of the DoD component, requiring maximum consideration, placement opportunities, reasonable accommodations for qualified eligibility veterans, especially those with 30% more disabled actively seeking employment currently unemployed under this component. Provision permitting veteran eligibility under the Special Veterans Employment Authority to receive the concurrent consideration of their application competitive services. Provision open the application outside of the component is deemed appropriate. Provisions permitting use of waiver of the preference eligible to the individual who with a physical requirement of height and weight with a qualifying elements position responsible for the accommodation can make a successful performance according to the reference G. Some overall program responsibility of the component for the development implementation of disabled veterans affirmative action plan level appropriate to ensure the effective program administered according to the reference E. The annual assessment of accomplishment shortfalls within the plan in comparison with the previous year. Program result other relevant veteran employment data with the emphasis for the veterans are 30% more disabled according to reference E. 7. Information requirement. The DoD components will conduct a problem analysis, identify, overcome the deficiency with the employment advancement to disable the veteran with a component, meet annual Office of Personnel Management reporting requirements according to reference E. The report containing instruction has assigned interagency report control symbol 0305 op and Office of Personnel Management AN in accordance with reference E. Effective date instruction is effective immediately. David S. C. Chu, Undersecretary responsible personal readiness. References Disabled Veterans Affirmative Action Program, Title 5 Code Federal Regulations, Subpart C 720, Executive Order 1298. And 1298.5 establishing Armed Force Service Medal, Section 2108, 3504, 3310 of the Title 5 United States Code. And that was Veterans Employment Assistance Program.